I should probably start this video by explaining my point of view. I am a Marxist and I define myself as a socialist Republican. I used to be in favor of social democracy, but as time has moved on, I have become more of a radical leftist. Today I'll discuss why I believe social democracy isn't an answer and hopefully explain why I think so. Let's define the term first. Social democracy is a political ideology that advocates economic and social interventions to promote social justice within the framework of a liberal democracy and a capitalist economy. The term has taken on many meanings throughout history, but this is the accurate definition of the modern conception. In the United States of America, the term democratic socialism and social democracy is often confused and misrepresented, as lads like Bernie Sanders and countries like Norway are labeled as socialist. I've made a video on these two ideologies already, just so you know. I'll break this video down into three main arguments: democracy, exploitation, and centrism. So let's start with democracy. How democratic is social democracy? Well, not really much at all. One of the goals of social democracy is to create some sort of equality between the owning class, known as the bourgeoisie, and the working class, known as the proletarians. Think of it as a 50-50 split. So why would I have a problem with this? Well, ignoring the fact that the boss can fire the employee, rendering any equality useless, there is an inherent flaw, because more than 99% of people are workers, so why should they only get 50%? Under social democracy, there is no guarantee or any significant increase in workplace democracy, and there is still a liberal democracy, which is a multi-party system that usually ends up with two main options. Under this order, people usually vote for the lesser of two evils, rather than someone that they actually want. In the US, there are the Democrats and the Republicans, and in Australia, we have the Liberals and the Labour Party. But this is a critique of social democracy, not liberal democracy, so let's move on. My next argument is exploitation, which as a Marxist seems self-explanatory, as we view capitalism as inherently exploitative, but I will put some specific emphasis and focus on the global south. Unfortunately, the third world often suffers when the first world powers turn to social democracy. Let's look at a social democracy like Sweden and a company that is there like H&M, and see what the exploitation of the global south really looks like. In 2013, a sweatshop in Bangladesh producing clothing for H&M collapsed, killing 1,134 people and injuring thousands more. Since then, H&M have made attempts to clean up their public image, but still don't pay their workers a living wage. This is why I resent the claim that social democracy is a socialist ideology, as it completely abandons the ideas of internationalism and common ownership. Working conditions in Europe are a lot better now than during the Industrial Revolution, as the risk of communism sparked the ideas of the modern social democracy we see today, as better working conditions and free healthcare make people less likely to revolutionize. The jobs with poor working conditions still exist though. They didn't just disappear. They were moved to poorer countries in Asia and Africa where people work in sweatshops. If the US, the UK, and all Western countries become social democracies, the global south will suffer under conditions that are even worse than now. And when conditions get bad, revolution rocks up, and we've seen what happens then. Just look at Libya, Chile, and all of that. Centrism might be confusing, but I use the term for a lack of a better one. Centrism in reality is a differing variable non-ideology. But what is meant by this argument is that social democracy is often seen as a good compromise. Let's meet in the middle, agree to disagree. Let me put this into proper context. Let's imagine that we have three lads. One says the sky is blue, another says the sky is red, and the other lad says to meet in the middle and say that the sky is purple. He is not half wrong, he is just wrong, as there is no varying degree of wrongness. Meeting in the middle between conservatism and progressivism isn't really an issue, but when it comes to the ideas of communism, fascism, meeting in the middle is not really an option. Liberate the workers and kill the Jews cannot go hand in hand. I sincerely hope that the content in this video has not offended anyone. As I pointed out in the start of the video, I used to be a social democrat, but I think it is necessary to point out why I abandoned that ideology. I would say that I agree with social democrats on 90% of issues, but I do believe that capitalism is inherently exploitative and flawed, and that's why I believe that social democracy isn't really any solution at all. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that you subscribe. I post videos pretty much every day. Thank you.